On Sunday night's Euphoria, the second episode of HBO's boundary-pushing new drama, Jacob Elordi took center stage with the breakout episode on the highs and lows of his character, football star Nate Jacobs. In the hour, the show explored Nate's tumultuous relationship with his father, played by Eric Dane, his complicated dynamic with girlfriend Maddie Alexa Demi, and his willingness to go to the greatest lengths to protect her, stalking and severely beating a young man after Maddie said he had raped her. Elordi, star of Netflix's The Kissing Booth, to break down that brutal scene and talk dealing with on-set nudity, taking on the portrayal of toxic masculinity and moving on from the hit rom-com. It was one of the scenes I was most excited to shoot. It was interesting because Lucas Gage, the actor who plays Tyler, and I are actually quite close in real life, so we spent weeks apart from each other. We wouldn't even go and have a beer together because we wanted to cultivate an environment that was intense and kind of like we didn't know each other very well. It was quite enjoyable to film because in the beginning, there's something kind of comical about it, and it's one of the main parts where you get to see his psychopathic nature without him actually being deeply upset, I suppose. He's relishing in the moment and the success of what he's done, so it was actually, surprisingly, one of the easiest scenes to fall into. He's quite methodical, and I think his emotions get the better of him when he's dealing with women. His girlfriend, Maddie, makes him get quite unhinged, and then every time he sees Jules he isn't really sure how he feels, so it's more loaded emotionally. With Tyler, I think it was the kind of thing where he isn't intimidated or frightened by him, he's just like a chess piece that has to be moved. While it's built from anger, I think he's actually quite calm, and that's why he can talk to him so long in the room, because he knows exactly how it's going to go. He's laid out every single option and exactly what he needs, so it's almost enjoyable. It's kind of like a lion playing with a mouse or something like that. Alexa and I spoke early on and we decided they were in love with each other. It was kind of just as simple as that for us. They chose each other. The funny thing about her is she is on the receiving end of a lot of his violence, but she's quite an interesting character herself, and they go together in their own poisonous way. She's toxic herself in her own relationships, and it's funny because that gets overshadowed a lot. She's kind of awful to him as well because he's awful to her. I think that's how they complement each other, and the toxicity, and I think that's what strays from what his dad has done to him. That's just him as a teenager, and both of them caught in a relationship that they know isn't good but that they can't stop. It's the be-all and end-all when you're a teenager. It's like every person you love is high intensity and the end of the world if you're not with them.